The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon or good morning, depending where in the world you are joining us from, and welcome to today's webinar, Los Cabos Key Findings and Trends. My name is Cara Kurtz, and I am Senior Business Development Coordinator at ASTA, and I will also be the organizer for today's presentation. We are very happy to welcome today's presenter, Rodrigo Esponda, Managing Director of Los Cabos Tourism Board. He has more than 20 years in the tourism industry. At the national level, he has worked at Fonatur, the tourism planning agency, and the Mexico Tourism Board, where he has served several different positions in New York, Chicago, and Toronto. Before we get started with his presentation, I would like to point out a few important features on your screen that will allow you to interact with us via the web today. We will be answering your questions at the end of this presentation. To ask a question, you will be using the Go To Webinar pane. Near the bottom of this pane is an area that says Questions. If you click the arrow next to where it says Questions, this will open up a window pane that you'll be using to communicate with us today. If you're having trouble hearing the presentation, please make sure your speakers are turned on. And if you've called in, please try hanging up and dialing in again. I would also like to note that we will be playing a video commercial today. Should you have dialed in on your phone rather than using computer audio, you may have difficulty hearing. You can send me any technical issues via this questions pane, and I will try to answer them via the same pane to the best of my ability. Also in this pane is an area labeled Handouts. Here is where you can find a downloadable PDF copy of today's presentation. Please be sure to download this PDF, which includes contact information, before the webinar is ended, as it will be the only time that this is available. Please note all of our audience members are muted. We certainly want to hear from you all, but with so many people on the call, background noise would prove to be prohibitive, and we want to ensure that everyone can hear Rodrigo's entire presentation. Finally, please remember that this webinar is being recorded and will be available for your on-demand viewing at asta.org by early next week. Now, without any further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce Rodrigo. Rodrigo, please take it away.
Thank you very much. We are truly delighted to start this presentation and keep working very hard with ASTA, that has been a tremendous partner supporting the destination's recovery. And also we're working very closely with the travel advisors throughout North America. So we appreciate it. And this presentation goes precisely to that. We're going to be covering 5 areas that are going to be very important. First, a question that we get a lot: what is the state of the destination? What is the status, and what travelers are going to get and expect once they decided to come to Los Cabos? Then a little bit on Los Cabos area, or Cabo, or there's a lot of confusion about what is Cabo and what are the different areas and experiences that we have. Third, we put together 6 experiences that we believe are truly top-notch, and then that everyone needs to know about them. Where to stay, that there are many options, but still a lot of questions regarding the different options and the availability of lodging in the destination. And finally, some tools that the travel advisors need to know that Los Cabos Tourism Board has put together. So without further ado, a little bit on the numbers. Thanks to all the support that you have been providing to the destination. We have had a fantastic 2021. We have used 2019 as the benchmark in terms of visitors to the destination. And as you can see in the graph, we have had a record number of travelers to the destination in comparison to 2019, that it was a record year. Since May of this year, we've been growing double digits. September was a record number and a record September. Traditionally, September is the month that we have the less visitors. Not this year. We had more visitors in September than in March, and that is thanks to the support that we've been getting from the travel advisors in general in the community. On private aviation, we have seen bigger growth than what we have seen in traditional commercial airline coming. We think that this is a trend that is going here to stay, that travelers have found that travel aviation is an interesting segment for them to use. There are interesting new commercial ventures incoming and actually running right now to Los Cabos from a hybrid version of what would be a commercial plane or a traditional private plane. And we believe that that presents a lot of opportunity for travel advisors, because the models of these airlines or ventures are perfectly aligned to the interests of the travel advisors, and they're willing and open and looking forward to work with travel advisors in order to offer best options for travelers looking to come to the different destinations. As you know, we are reopened. We opened in June of 2022. There is no requirement of COVID-19 testing to come to Los Cabos. However, as the CDC requires, in order to get back to the United States, all travelers need to present a negative certificate. I'm going to explain a little bit on what we have worked in order to offer a very easy way for our travelers to get back to the United States in a convenient way with a negative certificate. All the hotels and restaurants and travel suppliers implemented a very strict protocol based on carrying capacity control and, of course, state-of-the-art knowledge on what works and what doesn't work. We apply restrictions in terms of square feet on all tourism services. That's since you get to the airport and transportation, the activities, the hotel, that the experience is the same. Doesn't matter the service and the place that you would go around the destination. You would feel that the safety is a priority for the destination. Even today, where the number of COVID-19 cases in the destination is super low, we have around 2 or 3 COVID-19 cases every day. That is the lowest since we started. However, we know that we need to continue the implementation of the protocols, and we continue this red light system that we are implementing, making sure that everyone, the community and the travelers, are safe. As I mentioned, we implemented a COVID-19 testing system in all the properties, in all the hotels, timeshare, vacation, rental companies, everyone, your guests, when they are getting back to the United States, they can easily schedule a antigen testing 48 hours before the flight, so that 24 hours before the flight, they will get the certificate that is validated by the state medical authorities. To put it in context, around 7,000 to 10,000 travelers are getting back to the United States on a single day with no issue whatsoever to get the COVID-19 testing. It's been seamless. Also, the work at the airport and in order to provide an order exit for our travelers. In the case of Canada, that, as you know, is coming back slowly but surely, and that we're expecting in the high season that we will have a good number, as traditional we have, of Canadians coming to the destination. We have made it very easily for Canadians to get a PCR testing in locations that are marked on our website. We have a specific section just with the Canadian information in terms of the locations and the facilities where Canadians can get a PCR testing, or any other nationality. It's not just Canadians. There are other nationalities that are requiring PCR testing in order to return to their origin countries. So there are around 20 locations throughout the destination that is very easily. Prices varied from $110 to $200, depending on the time of response and the lab that is being providing the testing. We also have implemented a testing program among employees in the destination. We've been implementing this for more than a year and a half in order to make sure that we identify the cases earlier and that we provide the attention to anyone that could be getting sick. If you check around Mexico, the lowest mortality rate in all the regions in Mexico by far is Los Cabos, and that's precisely because of this PCR testing program. We have, as I mentioned, implemented a program that the priority is the safety of all travelers. We have had the fastest recovery from all destinations in Mexico, precisely because of this curve or approach. We have not put any deduction in terms of prices or anything, because the priority has always been the quality of the service and the experience of there. I already mentioned about the testing program. That is, in the case of the United States, is an antigen test. In the case of the Canadians and other nationalities, is PCR. That is very easy and convenient in order to do, and we have implemented that with the state of medical authorities in order to have the highest level. Since the beginning, we have worked very hard in different certifications. We established communication with different organizations, such as Intertech Crystal, that is a UK-based company. We implemented the dashboard to monitor all the services in the destination, not only hotels and restaurants, but also transportation and different activities with the dashboard. The POSIT check that was implemented in the hotels, and we were the first destination in the Americas that implemented this program. Also, we were the first destination in the world to get the verified seal by Sharecare and Forbes Travel Guide. And that is something that we're very proud, because all the properties work very hard in order to obtain it. It is a technological platform that it is certified and monitored on a constant basis in the different departments of the properties. So, for example, if a guest put a bad feedback on any of the travel forums, that is going to be picked up by this platform and then send a message to that specific property and to that specific department in order for that to be improved. If it doesn't improve, then the hotel and the destination would lose the certification, and that has not happened. And we're very proud that all the properties are working very hard in order to offer the highest level of safety. Also, at a national level, we work to get the Punto Limpio certification. That is the Mexican certification. We are the region in Mexico with the largest number of businesses included in that. There are more than 1,500 businesses in the region that have obtained that certification. And of course, we were the #2 destination in order to get the WTTC World Travel Stamp, Safe Travel Stamp. We are working, and we have kept working very hard in order to put all the tools available to consumers and to travel advisors. For example, what you are seeing in your screen is the arrival and departure protocol with specific links that you can send that to your clients in order for them to fill the forms in advance before coming to the destination. That we have all this information completely filled to expedite the process of immigration and customs at the airport. Also, on the way out, it is very clear the different processes that the travelers need to fill. And it's the same, if they fill the information in advance, it's going to be much easier for anyone coming. We have this specific arrival and departure protocol for the United States and for Canada in order for them to fill. Connectivity is been expanding. If we compare this chart with 2019, at that time we had less origin destinations in Mexico and the United States and Canada. Currently, we have 8 destinations with non-stop flights in Mexico, 26 in the United States. We used to have only 21. It's been expanding towards the Midwest and the East Coast, and then 6 in Canada. All the traditional carriers are flying. We have some new players coming in destinations, such as the destination is been getting JetBlue as a new player, and we're very proud with non-stop flights from New York and Los Angeles. Moving forward with what it is Los Cabos. Los Cabos means the Capes, and there are 5 regions around the destinations that encompass this. The first one would be the Pacific, that is on the west coast of the destination. Most of the resorts on the Pacific are not swimmable. However, you have ample beaches and fantastic sunsets with a breeze coming all year round. In the Pacific, you have fantastic experiences such as surfing and turtle nesting programs that are happening in the Pacific. Then moving forward to the point B, that is the traditional arch of Cabo San Lucas. That arch has been an icon for the destination throughout centuries. As you know, that has been an icon. During the colonial times, pirates used to hide behind the arch in order to attack the Spanish, English, and colonial boats that would be coming to trade after embarking into trading with Asia and the Americas. Then the point C, that is a traditional corridor. It's a 20-mile strip between Cabo San Lucas and the traditional town of San Jose del Cabo, that is the point D. That town was founded in 1724 by the Jesuit missionaries that came in order to convert the area. They founded in San Jose del Cabo a traditional Mexican town because of natural water deposit. Today, you can stroll around the San Jose del Cabo area and, of course, visit the natural water deposit. And finally, all the area around the E, that is the East Cape. How we would like to summarize this is that point B is Cabo San Lucas is the active town, is the bad behaved brother. Point D is San Jose del Cabo, is the good behaved brother, the brother that goes down to sleep at 10 p.m. And then the point E, that is the hippie brother, the brother that doesn't care to be wearing flip-flops all day long. 6 top experiences that you can enjoy when coming to the destination. The holistic experiences have been truly getting a renaissance, and everyone is putting a lot of effort into offering unique things such as lunar renewal experiences with yoga on the full moon days, food relaxation and massage treatments throughout the destination. All the properties are truly offering unique things that you can offer in terms of wellness and well-being. The destination has 18 signature design golf courses. We are a destination that doesn't matter whatever you are playing, you would be able to enjoy throughout the year ocean views from all the golf courses. And some of them are very challenging, some others are very easy for you to play, but all of them have fantastic views and all signature design. And they are open all throughout the year, so you can play from winter to summer because of the nice weather that we have. Of course, sailing at the Sea of Cortez is a unique experience. It's probably one of the things that everyone wants to come and do, to have a sunset experience around the arch with a nice breeze and seeing the sun getting down the arch is one of the top things. Of course, sport fishing is the origin of the destination. Just a couple of weeks ago, the most important in the world sport fishing tournament took place. That is the Bisbee. It had $10 million on prizes. It's most of it is catch and release, and that is a very big contribution to the sustainability in the region. In order to really catch anything, you don't need to go out 2 or 3 hours. It's very easy and convenient. And because of the sport fishing tournament, the species, instead of being decreasing, have been increasing, and the experience of participating in one of these tournaments that you can do it all throughout the year is top-notch. We cannot think about Los Cabos without mentioning the variety of the ocean that provides. 30% of the world's marine mammals are located in the Sea of Cortez. Throughout the year, you see in the winter different types of whales that are coming and jumping. You can definitely take a pelagic safari to get out in the Sea of Cortez. You would see dolphins, sharks, turtles, sea lions, and many wonders around. It's truly spectacular what we have. As you know, Jacques Cousteau called the Sea of Cortez the aquarium of the world, and it is the only is the sea that it is contained in just one country, that is Mexico. We have a new product that it was just launched, and this is very encouraging for us. The cuisine, the gastronomy in the destination is been moving up thanks to the farm-to-table experiences, the combination with the farm-to-table freshness and the seafood that we provide, and it's sustainable seafood, most of them being provided by farms. So with that in mind, we launched in the downtown part of San Jose del Cabo a gastronomic district, District 23400, that groups the most important restaurants in the downtown part of San Jose del Cabo with avant-garde chefs from all different types of cuisines. You would have, of course, Mexican cuisine, French cuisine, Spanish cuisine, or eclectic type of cuisine. To find out more, visit Los Cabos. We have a specific section where you would find the recipes, the chefs, the specials that we're offering. On Tuesday, we have a special menu. We call it Tasty Tuesday. That is make it very affordable to try the 5-course menu that most of the restaurants are offering. Where to stay? That is a question that we get a lot. The destination has all sort of lodging experiences, from boutique, adults, all-inclusive, very luxurious, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. The luxury is to stay in a 3-star, but being served and have the being pampered as if you would be staying in a 6-star that hotel. And that's exactly what Los Cabos especially offer. Most of the properties are medium or small size. Of course, there are some larger properties, but on average, 200 rooms is what the properties provide. And we believe that that is exactly what the market is looking and what your clients are looking to have, a high-end service. Doesn't matter if they stay in a small or luxury hotel. Villas has been coming up. We have all sort of villas. We make it very accessible on our website. We have a specific section where you can find the different type of villas and the different companies that offer villas. Most of them are commissionable, and we believe that in the market there is a huge opportunity for travel advisors to offer that also as an option to their clients. Some trade resources that we have put into the market, we developed a new set of destination guides. Of course, we have a new travel advisor guide with all the details of how to offer to your clients a special vacation in the destination depending on their needs and their interests. We developed a new luxury guide with all the amenities that you can offer with high-end experiences, a golf guide with all the description and the specification of the different golf courses. Some of them are public, some of them are private, some of them you need to book the specific resort in order to play, but some of them have exchange programs, so it's very easy. All that is explained in the golf guide. A new wellness guide that contains some of the experiences that I mentioned, not only inside the properties or resort, but around the destination with private instructors and regeneration options that we now have to offer. That contains the links, and most of the treatments included in the wellness guide are also commissionable, and we believe that there's also a big opportunity there. A new wedding guide, and of course, a meeting planner guide for groups and conventions. If you scan the QR code that you have on the screen, you would be able to get directly to the section to download the guide that we are constantly updating, and you would have all the new information about the destination. Also, we revamped and developed a new Los Cabos specialty program that is part of the Visit Los Cabos ecosystem. We implemented all the new product that you can find in the destination in terms of experiences, new properties. So before you took the course on Los Cabos specialty and you take this one, you would see that it is completely different. You would get, once you pass the certification, you would get your certificate that you can use, and then you would be opening to get different perks from partners. Some of the properties are offering exclusive fun trips and exclusive things for travel advisors who graduated from the program. We also implemented that as part of this program, a marketplace where you would be able to download different resources and to interact with all the suppliers of the destination. This loyalty program, as I already described, you would get complimentary upgrades for your clients, early check-in and late checkouts, welcome amenities, resort credits, and many more. All this is explained in loscabosespecially.com section. Finally, please do not hesitate to get in touch with us. I already explained the ecosystem of Visit Los Cabos, and the section we have the guides, Los Cabos Specialists. Please do not hesitate to send us a message directly through this system. And also, we are going to be launching very soon a destination app. It is on the final stages, and we would include all the information that we have covered in an app for you and for your clients to truly enjoy and know more about Los Cabos. With that, I would like to introduce the video and then open for Q&A.
All right, everyone, please join me in giving Rodrigo a virtual round of applause. Joining Rodrigo for our live Q&A, we have a very special guest star, Miss Susie. I'm sure many of you have worked with Susie before. She has assisted ASTA so much this year. I'm pretty sure we've taken 3 or 4, possibly 5 groups to Los Cabos. So I know this is definitely one of the top destinations that our advisors are interested in selling. So with that, let's go ahead and jump right into questions. So our first question today is going to be, do all Los Cabos properties have free COVID testing on site?
Well, many of them are offering the COVID-19 antigen included in the rooms. Some of them, because of corporate reasons, are charging a recovery cost that then they provide you a credit in your consumption in the property, but most of them, it's free, yes.
Thank you. If it's not free, can you kind of talk to us a little bit about the running cost of COVID tests in Los Cabos and how much it may cost should your property not include it?
It's super affordable, from $10 to $15. Those properties that are charging you, that would be the cost in the case of antigen testing. In the case of PCR testing, as I mentioned, the prices range from $100 to $200 depending on the location.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Are masks required, or what are the mask requirements?
Yes, the masks are required in the destination and the properties. We understand that in some areas in the United States and around the world, masks are not required. However, in Los Cabos, it's been very consistent, and we believe that that's been the key in being very consistent in the messaging in what it is required. So masks are required. For example, if you are going to a restaurant, once you get to the restaurant, you will need to wear the mask. Once you sit down, then you can definitely take it off. If you're going to toilet, to the men's room, you need to wear it, and then when you sit down, you will not. If you're in a resort, it would be the same process.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Rodrigo. Before we go on to the next question, we do have some advisors chatting and wondering about the presentation. So just a refresher, this webinar is being recorded and will be available on asta.org by the end of the week, early next week, and a downloadable PDF version of this amazing presentation that Rodrigo just gave is in the handouts section of your GoToWebinar pane. So on your GoToWebinar pane, there's an area that you're using to ask questions. Either right above or right below, there is another section labeled handouts. Here, you can download that PDF and it will appear in your downloads folder. Moving on to our next question, it looks like some destinations have COVID testing at the airport. Is that something that Los Cabos is offering?
Yes, we are providing also at the airport COVID-19 testing.
Perfect, thank you. Can you talk to us a little bit more about where our advisors can go to get more information on Los Cabos and download a guide?
Yes, I'll move to that specific slide, but it's in visit loscabos.travel. We have a specific section that it goes just to the travel guides. If you would scan this QR code, it would take you exactly to that area, and you would be able to download these guides. But also on that section, we have many other resources. So we have images, videos, flyers, descriptions, swimmable beaches, and many other resources for travel advisors to send to their clients or just simply to use them for their own knowledge about the destination.
Thank you so much, Rodrigo. In the destination, are all excursions operating now, or are some of them still not back due to COVID?
All the destinations are fully operating. The only difference is that we have implemented a carrying capacity control. Right now it's at 80% capacity, so it's not at 100. So imagine that a tour in 2019 would be set up for 20 people. Currently, only 16 people can do the same type of activity, and that is across the destination. But all the activities and tours, restaurants are fully open.
Thank you. If we have advisors who are looking to set up some large groups, where would they go to learn what tour operators that they should work with?
Well, the meeting planner guide precisely contains information about the large group capacities and the specific venues where they can be hosting those groups. There are fantastic venues to host dinners, weddings, celebrations, or reunions or meetings, from farm to table, beach clubs, areas, unique areas in the middle of the desert that the suppliers know how to decorate. So all that information is contained in the meeting planner guide. We have a meeting planner department. If anyone wants to get in touch with them, even to send us an RFP, that can be done through our website. We have a system where an RFP with the specifics of the group can be uploaded, and then we will reply with these RFP characteristics.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It looks like we have some advisors who are looking for different marketing materials. Is there any place on your website where they're able to download different pictures and such to advertise?
Yes, we have precisely in this section, industry, that is visit loscabos.travel/industry. You would be able to download images in order to be used for your marketing purposes, for your social media, some videos. You can even, there is a search tool. So for example, you would like to advertise camels on the desert, or ATVs, or paddleboard in Los Cabos. You just type paddleboard and then search, and then the images or videos that contain information about paddleboard are the ones that are going to be appearing, and then you can download that in order to use it. So it's very in detail the type of resources that we have in the section.
Thank you so
Hi,
much. Ooh.
hi, everyone. I just wanted to jump in real quick. Also, it's Susie. Hi. Thank you, Cara, for that incredible introduction, by the way. But we also have a blog on our website, visit loscabos.travel. And if you sign up for the blog, it does help give you some destination talking points. We have a lot of up-to-date information that we include on there. So not only our newsletter, but our blog that we have on our website is there. I also wanted to just jump in and let everybody know, and just to re-emphasize that all of the hotels in Los Cabos offer antigen testing on site. So when your client checks into the hotel, they will be given a date and time for their COVID test, and they'll let them know where to show up. The only thing that they have to remember is to bring their passport, but it's a very easy process. And that is the only thing that I wanted to add into those things. So
Susie, while we have you, can you talk to us a little bit about what happens if a guest tests positive for COVID-19 on their way home?
Yes, Rodrigo, do you want to tackle this one, or?
Whatever you want. Well, it's very simple. All the properties would have a specific protocol in order for the clients to stay in property with the medical attention that it's corrected by the state medical authorities. So we, according to the protocol, we need to notify immediately to the state medical authorities in order to make an assessment on the condition of the patients. Of course, there is also a process to verify, because there has been some situations where there is a false positive. So that is a protocol that we need to go through. So if a patient or a family or a group tests positive, we need to notify the authorities. Then this protocol starts running. We verify that the situation indeed is a positive case and not a positive false positive. If it is confirmed that the case it is positive, then all the protocol is implemented in order to isolate, to make sure that the contact tracing process is going through, to make sure that nobody else is getting exposed, and also to provide the support to the people that unfortunately tested positive. And that means getting the right medical attention, the food. That is a very important process. If there is any medicine that needs to be provided. And of course, there are some properties, and that information is contained on our website, that are provided some sort of insurance for that situation. I have to say that the number of positive cases among the visitors that we have had since we started this program of testing in the month of January has been minimal. At the beginning, it was 1 out of 10,000 cases because of the high vaccination rates in the destination and among our visitors is being advancing. The number of positive cases is getting down to minimal. As I was mentioning, in the destination, the number of positive cases on a daily basis is 2 or 3. And that contains all the community, so it's super minimal. But that we have a very specific and thorough process in order to make sure that the guests that tested positive are having the right medical attention.
Mm-hmm. And as Rodrigo mentioned, some of the resorts offer the COVID insurance upon check-in, so that does help reassure the traveler. And also, just to reemphasize, 90% of the destination of Los Cabos has been vaccinated, so that is a very good number.
Thank you both so much. Our next question this afternoon, how accessible is the area for wheelchairs or those with mobility issues and special needs?
Well, we have we're working in a full program precisely with one international organization in order to assess and make sure that we provide a full guide on accessible throughout the destination. I have to say that the properties have a very fair and good international standard in order to provide accessible rooms and accessible facilities. We have 22 blue flag certified beaches. In order to be a certified blue flag certified beach, you have to be fully accessible because it's an international certification. And many of the restaurants are also working in the same program in order to offer full accessible ways. Some of the good transportation companies have vehicles in order for them. The airport, of course, is fully accessible. So I would definitely acknowledge that we have to keep working in that area, but that we have been advancing, and hopefully very soon we will have that information on our website. Each of the properties can mark if the property is fully accessible and the different certifications that they have implemented. The same with the restaurant. So in our website, you would find an icon specifically on the suppliers and the facilities in order for you to know if it's fully accessible or not.
Thank you so much, Rodrigo. Next question here is, what, if any, impact is there on cruise lines that stop in Los Cabos?
Cruise lines. Well, cruise lines have just restarted operations in Los Cabos with a very successful program. We have a specific protocol in order to make sure that passengers can get down from the cruises. We do not have a dock. So all visitors have to be tendered in, and we have a process and a protocol in order to make sure that the services are fully provided. And we've been working very hard with the cruise companies in order to offer the highest level of safety and using very similar processes than what we're using in the hotels.
Thank you. Do clients need to complete a visa form?
Yes, as I was mentioning, we have put that information on the process communication with the it's here, the arrival and departure protocol. Here is, for example, the immigration form, that is the number 2. Your clients can fill that form before coming, and then they would print it and then just hand it in. So, of course, U.S. visitors do not require a visa in order to come to Mexico. The only thing that they need is a valid passport and fill this information in order to provide it to the customs and immigration authorities.
Thank you. Is there a way for advisors to order paper brochures?
Yes, that information is also on our website. We have a fulfillment house, and you can get in touch with Susie, for example, in Los Angeles office, and we can definitely mail some literature that we have in our fulfillment house in Houston.
Perfect, thank you. And our last question for today, it's a little bit more specific, but probably something interesting for all of the advisors to know. If somebody is a first timer in Yucatan, is there a best area to stay for a first timer?
Well, in the Yucatan is a fantastic area. It's in the opposite side of where we are. Let's say that we are sister peninsulas. They are located on the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico, and we're located in the Pacific. But I have to say that Yucatan is one of the fascinating areas because of the Mayan world. It would be difficult to pinpoint in a specific region, but Mérida, that is the capital of the Yucatan, is a truly gem where you can stroll around and very easy get to the archaeological zones of Chichen Itza and Uxmal that are fully accessible. And it's a fascinating area. I have to say that many people combine Yucatan with Los Cabos, flying from Yucatan here, and we see it in the travel segments. And we believe that I would have done it if I would be coming and would really want to enjoy some of the best things that Mexico have to offer. I would combine Yucatan with Los Cabos.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I believe that will conclude our questions for the good of the group today. Advisors, should you be typing in any last minute questions, I will go ahead and give you just a few seconds to do so, because I will be sending all of these questions, comments, and accolades over to our amazing team in Los Cabos. Susie and Rodrigo, you do have many accolades coming in. The advisors, I can speak on their behalf, are very appreciative of all the information that you are able to offer them today. Do either one of you have any closing words before we go ahead and close out?
Well, I just would like to thank ASTA and all the travel advisors for the continued support to Los Cabos.
Thank you so much, Rodrigo. We definitely appreciate the partnership. It's been an absolute pleasure working so closely with Los Cabos this year, and here's to many, many more years of it. Advisors, this will conclude our presentation for today. Please be sure that you have downloaded that PDF handout, as it will be the only time that you're able to download that handout. And I hope that all of you have an amazing remainder of your day. This will conclude today's presentation. Thanks so much for joining us.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.